Hello, my name is Stephen Gottlieb, and I made up the Math Tricks and Fun video. At this point, I would just love for you to sit back and view a sample demonstration. That way you get to see a little bit of my teaching style and also get to see what type of problems are solved in this type of video. I'm going to show you how you can square any number that ends in 5 rather easily in your head. Can amaze your friends by knowing this technique. If you want to square 75, when it comes to 75, just ignore the 5. So you get 7. Multiply that number by 1 more. And now you know the answer. It's 5625. When you square a number that ends in 5, it will always end in 25. That you don't have to worry about. If you want to square 55, piece of cake. We know it ends in 25. Just take that number and multiply it by 1 more. 1 more than 5 is 6. 5 times 6, 30. 30, 25. All you do is you take this number and multiply it by 1 more. You want to square 105. So it'll amaze people that you can do this in your head, but you're not doing anything. So when it comes to 105, just ignore the 5. This time we have 10 left over. Multiply that number by 1 more. 10, 11. 10 times 11 is 110. Answer, 110, 25. 110, 25. That is 11,025. I'll show you that you can square any number. You can square any number, even if it doesn't end in a 5. What if you want to square 52? This number, is it closer to 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60, 70, 80? The answer is closer to 50. So you went down 2, and now you have to go up 2 to 54. So you need to do 50 times 54. But just think 5 times 54. It's 250. Plus 20 is 270. With another 0. 2,700. Square this number and add it. 2 squared is 4. 2,704. 2,704. The reason this is supposed to be easier is you're really multiplying a single-digit number by a 2-digit number. Because 50 is just like 5, except in your answer, you get another 0. But don't forget to add the 2 squared. Okay, how about 21 squared? Or let's try 19 squared. 19 squared. Well, if you add 1, you get to the nearest 10. You get to 20. So I take away 1. That's 18. 20 times 18, 2 times 18 is 36. Add a 0. 360. Square that number and add it on. 361. You can square 19 in your head. I do it all the time. If you wanted to square 29 in your head, you add 1, you take away 1. What's 3 times 28? It's really 30 times 28, but we're going to say 3. You get 60 and 24. 60 and 20 is 80 plus the 4. 84. but it's really 840. But then again, you want to add 1 to it anyways. 841. All you really have to do is multiply 28 by 3, 84, and then say the number 1 afterwards. Let's actually try one more. Suppose you wanted to do 41 squared. Well, you take away 1 and you add 1. So what is 40 or 4 times 42? It's 168. 168, and then 1 squared is 1. 1681. Let's stay away or move away from just adding 1. What if you wanted to know what 34 squared is? Well, you take away 4, and then you add 4. And then you add on 4 squared, which is 16. Well, 3 times 38 is 90. I like to add 10 already to give me 100, because I know what 100 plus any number is. 100 plus 12 is 112. 100 plus 33 is 133. 100 plus 94 is 194. So it's 90, but I'm already going to add 10, so it's 100. Now that's 24, but I already added 10. That is, I have to only add 14. Oh, it's 114. It's 114. But then you want to add 16. 1 and 6. I added 1 to the 4 and 6. That is 30 times this number is 1140. And then you want to add 16 to that. It's 1156. Let's try one more. In fact, I'll show you another trick. We can approximate square root signs for square roots. What is the square root of 38? The number that's closest to 38 that I know the square root of is 36. And the square root of 36, that means approximately, is 6. I'm going to write down another number, and then I'm going to take the average of those two numbers. The closest number to 38 that I know the square root of is 36. And that's the square root of 36. Now I take that number 6, and I do long division into 38. Go 6, and 2 left over. So 6 and 2, 6. And I add these two numbers. And I divide by 2. Well, that's the average. That's the average. This is 6. That's a little bit more than 6. In fact, this number is 6 and 1 6 plus another 6. If I add this 6 to this side, I have my average. It's 6 and a 6. And you want to do this and get 12 and 2 6 and then divide it by 2. Well, 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 2 6 divided by 6 is 1 6. The square root of 38 is approximately 6 and a 6. And you will absolutely amaze people that you can approximate the square roots to a number of decimal places. If you want to approximate the square root of 104, the closest number that I know the square root of that's around 104, or 204, is 100. Know the square root of 100. It's 10. I'm going to add another number and take the average. So now the square root of 100 is 10. I'm going to divide 10 into this number. 10 into 104, well, it goes 10 times. 10 times 10 is 100. And I get 4 left over. 4 over 10, which is 10. Divide each of these by 2. It's 10 and 2/5. Now, possibly, this should be approximately. Possibly, you already see this arithmetic. But if you add these two numbers on top, you get 20 and 2/5. Remember, that means 20 plus 2/5. And you want to divide it by 2. Well, 2 goes into 20 10 times. And if you have 2/5 and you share it between two people, you divide it by 2, it's 1/5. Get 10 plus 1/5, which is 10 and 1/5. Let me now write that as a power, which is 10 and 1/5, which is exactly 10.2. And 10.2 is going to be really close to that. In fact, if I multiply 10.2 by itself, 2 times 102 is 204. Indent. 0 times 102 is 0. So you get some zeros. How many you put is up to you. Indent 2 places now. 1 times 102 is 102. 104.04. Okay, look at that. We were correct to the first decimal place. Okay, we're off just a little bit. We're off by 400th. This completes the sample demonstration. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it to the end, and have a great day.